Well, listen, guys, we're going to kick off this week's show. We're digging back into Arn's archives of his history, and we're picking up with the storyline in April 1993. And in March, the last time we were together, I guess 2 weeks ago, we watched the segment where you, sir, announced, along with Rick, your return to the ring. And this week, we have the return of your big return to television. And we have 5 clips this week. This is going to be our first one. We're going to watch your long-awaited return. It's April 3rd. It's an episode of WCW Saturday Night. And there's a promo that follows. You ready to check this one out together?
You bet.
All right, here we go.
Here he comes. And I know it's a moment he's been waiting for a long time. Truly. And I know you'll agree with me, Jesse the Body Ventura, one of the greatest athletes wrestling has ever seen. There you see that sign. That just about says it all.
The Four Horsemen are forever. And you know what I can't believe, Schiavone? There's people on their feet standing for Arn Anderson. What a thrill it's got to be for Arn. And if I was Eric Watts, even I would head back to Oklahoma at this point in time.
Well, knowing Eric Watts as well as I know him, I know
he's too dumb to go back to Oklahoma.
That's not what I was going to say. I was going to say that he would not go back to Oklahoma out of fear. And I'm sure he is watching on Arn Anderson. We're going to... Oh, look at that quickness. One of the things that's made Arn Anderson so great in World Championship Wrestling not only has been his determination and his ability, but his deceptive quickness. Maybe one of the quickest left hands the sport has ever seen as far as the punch is concerned.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what else, the deceptive strength of Arn Anderson. Look into the eyes. Those are all business. Check out his eyes. You can read a guy by his eyes, Tony.
There's something to be said, and of course we have heard from Dustin Rhodes in weeks past. We saw Eric Watts, Barry Windham, Brad Armstrong. Arn Anderson's father was not a wrestler, but he grew up in a wrestling family, the Anderson family, and there's something to be said, that intangible that they take with them being in wrestling families.
And look at this. The reputation's there. He went after Arn Anderson's knee, and Anderson ain't going to take kindly to that. Rule rams him into the post.
It is well known in this sport that not only is Flair a friend of Arn Anderson, but he is also family. Flair being a member or a cousin of the Anderson family. And Arn Anderson, and this is something that's been passed down through the generations, the hammerlock slam, if you will, on the arm. Stomping away. Well, he is so focused.
He's methodical in the ring. That's what I like about him. Step over into the armbar. Look at the pressure he's putting on the shoulder, the elbow right there. It's a message being sent out to everybody right now by Arn Anderson. Eric Watts probably in particular.
Anderson has been a World Tag Team Champion on more than one occasion. He has been the World Television Champion and regularly the top contender to the World Heavyweight title. Now that he's back in the picture, I'm sure he will quickly move up the ladder as well. Driving the knee right down to the arm, right on the bicep, and grinding now up into the shoulder area.
Well, Rex Cooper made a mistake early in this bout, and that was he went after Arn's knee that got injured. And when you've had... Whoa!
Spinebuster. This one is over, Jesse Ventura.
And there you see the 4. The 4 rises up. Arn Anderson with a triumphant return to World Championship Wrestling, and I personally couldn't be more overjoyed to have him back. Double A, the enforcer, Arn Anderson. There you see the fans holding up the 4. They can't help it. The hands cramp. Arn Anderson catching Cooper with the spine buster here. Beautiful swivel and pivot. Drives him into the mat. Rolls him up. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. The enforcer wins a big one. And now, standing by with Tony Schiavone, the one, the only. Well, I'll let Tony tell ya.
It's the one and only Nature Boy Ric Flair. And we work it.
She loves me, Tony. How about Double A? How about Double A? How about the Four Horsemen? You know, Tony, I could make a living managing him all the way to the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm talking Double A, the enforcer, the man. And you know what I'm talking about. WCW, Saturday night. This is it. We're talking about Slamboree, the Night of the Legends. And let me just say to you that you thought the Beatles were... Woo! They thought the reunion of the Beatles was big time. They thought the reunion of the Stones was big time. Well, let me say to you, Slamboree, the Four Horsemen. I'm not laying the cards on the table now, but May 23rd at Slamboree, it could be. Woo! Double A, brother, you tore him up, Daddy.
Do you realize how good it feels to excel at your given profession? I feel better right now than I've felt in 4 months. But now, enough's enough. We got Missy Hyde back here beside herself on the party. Fine, there's a time for that, but now I'm going to ask you in front of all these people and the world, enough's enough. It's time you put these on, and you and I quit milking these people and get in this ring for a tag match. Huh? What?
What about it, Rick?
Yes?
Y'all want me to say I'm going to hear wrestle next week? I'm not ready, Double A. I'm not in that frame of mind. I love you, but I'm not ready to wrestle yet.
When the time is right, heads are going to roll. This is not a myth. This is a fact.
See you tomorrow night.
Arn, there we go. We talked about it last week. Flair's still under that no-compete clause that was going on, 30 days as far as that he had with the WWF at the time. But some things I want to talk about with this one, because you're looking good. You come back, match ends with the beautiful Spinebuster, 4 fingers in the air. Shivani and Ventura, they make it feel very significant, your return on commentary, which is good to hear. Tony's even, throwing it back to JCP days, alluding to you being the cousins to the Andersons, cousin to Ric Flair, should I say, and all that. And it's interesting because we know where the story is going. You're going to challenge Barry for the World Heavyweight title, but Flair, even when he comes over to Tony Schiavone, starts talking about it, or alluding to it, should I say, about you being kind of that contender for a world title. How fun was this to see?
Yeah, and that might have been overshooting it a little bit. I think more importantly than what my position would be as far as a challenger for the world title is just there's that feel-good moment. You want to see the Hardys together. You don't want to see them broke up. You don't want to see the Steiners broke up. You don't want to see the Road Warriors broke up. The fans would rather see you together and doing well, and I think that's what they were waiting to see because we have such a storied past.
Did you do you all need to try to something that obviously with Flair's 30-day non-compete, is it just simply you feel like this is what's got to work for us right now, him just coming out, cutting a promo week in, week out until he can finally make his return in the ring? This will just have to be what works for us?
Well, it has to be what we call a tease because that's all it can be. He literally can't get in the ring and wrestle. I mean, I guess it's a condition of his release, right, from WWF. So, I mean, it's okay as long as you're seeing him on TV and he's teasing it and makes you want to see it. It's about the best of a bad situation.